because I'm not going to wait for everybody to come now when you are already in a safe place. Now, regulation 21 onwards, what happens is you have got additional requirements for passenger ships. Now, earlier ones were common passenger ship this much, cargo ship this much, and went on. So, we covered all the way up to regular maintenance and what it must be, spare parts, etc., must be maintained on board, instruction manuals, etc. Now, the additional requirement for passenger ships, also always keep it in mind, it is the passenger ships which dictate this additional safety. And it can be because there is extremely large variety in passenger ships. That's another thing. Different purposes, different types of passengers. Then you have got like international ferries. When we say ferry means what? It's not. It's also a passenger ship, but a type of passenger ship. So there is a lot of additional stuff comes in. So number of people can be much higher. At the same time they may not have physical capacity to have so many lifeboats. So certain considerations have to be done, and that is what is done by the flag states. Now, when we talk about additional requirements of passenger ships, survival craft, and rescue boats. Now, enclosed boats means partially or fully enclosed boats. Boats are always there is no open lifeboat anywhere. You may get reference somewhere or the other if you start reading around, but remember there are no open lifeboats. That referencing is wrong because of cut and paste jobs. So partly or fully enclosed boats. So 50%. Now this is for international voyage. Okay, 50% for the total number on each side. See, like when we look at a typical cargo ship, we have got 100% capacity in each lifeboat. Passenger ships, 50%. Now, when you do this 50%, now one question should come to mind: why we got 100% on cargo ships? There must be some logical reason. What is it? Because in case if ship is like this and ship takes a heavy list, you cannot launch one side lifeboat. You can launch only one side lifeboat. That is why it is 100%. And in addition, you have got life rafts now. Now, for passenger ship, if you are going to give 50%, what happens if it becomes like this? Now that is not possible because there are special healing tanks on passenger ships. There are special healing tanks on passenger ships which can correct the list within that acceptable limit where both side boats can be launched. This is not part of your syllabus, but just remember it, the logic behind it. Now, if special concession is given, you can bring it down to 37.5%. That means there will be passengers who will have to go in life rafts. That is where you will get those life rafts, David launch life rafts. Okay, inflatable or rigid life rafts, 25% for total number. So this gap, if it is there, is covered, or else 50% plus 25% extra is here. And launching appliance, one on each side, because there will be life rafts which will be inflated, passengers will be put inside, and then it will be launched, and then there is a quick release and all. For short international voyages, this is where the definition is very important of short international voyages, and that is basically applicable only to means basically, okay, I'm not arguing that 100%, but 99% cases probably will be passenger ferries only. So here, since you can drop passengers within 200 nautical miles of safe place, you are never away from that. 30% for lifeboats, 70% for life rafts. So 100% is covered. Launching appliances sufficient in number on each side. So again it is decided by the survey, means in a classification society. Then 25% of these life rafts and one launching. This is extra. This is we are covered 100% and this is above that. Launching time. Now passenger ships it will change because you are going to get passengers in. So at 30 minutes from the time abandoned ship signal is given, you should be able to launch all the survival craft with passengers in. Means everybody. Passengers we keep on saying because they will be going with the remaining people also. So 30 minutes from the time you give abandoned ship, you should be able to empty out the ship. Now, if the passenger ships are less than 500 gross tonnage, no need for lifeboat, but they will have. And passengers are less than 200, no need of lifeboats, but there will be sufficient life rafts. Why? Because this is what I was telling about physical limitations to carry. They are ferries, international ferries. So there is no big ship, it is a small because 500 GT itself means it is a sort of a ferry boat to take the people across. Then there will be marine evacuation system. Okay. Then rescue boats, whether it's a big or small. Bigger ones means over 500 GT, one on each side. Passenger ships, cargo ship there is one. Okay, it may be on any one side, but here one on each side rescue boat. Then if it is a small one, there has to be one boat, but can be on this side or that side. That's okay. And lifeboats can be accepted as rescue boats if they comply with all the rescue boat standards. Now, main compliance is there is sometimes there can be issue with the speed, but generally putting little powerful engine takes care of it. Main thing is you should be able to load a stretcher in lifeboat. Then only it becomes rescue boat because rescue boat's requirement is one stretcher. You should be able to park properly inside. Marshalling of life rafts. Why? Because if you're going to put life rafts and you're going to say that okay, I am getting so much of capacity in life rafts and all, and I want to have big boats. So there is a control on it. That is because you can have a lifeboat up to 150 people also, right? So you don't want to do something like that, saying that I got two lifeboats and remaining ones are coming in life rafts. So there is a restriction put that 6 life rafts per lifeboat or rescue boat. So number of life rafts must comply with it, and 9 life rafts per lifeboat rescue boat if it is a short international voyage. Just if you can remember numbers also is okay. You don't remember, okay, but you have got idea where there is a linkage between the lifeboats and life rafts. So there must be sufficient number of rescue boats plus lifeboats to marshal all the life rafts. With life rafts also there are additional regulation. 2% should be able to carry it. Maximum capacity should not exceed so much and so on. So this is how you link it up. Then there is some rule about life buoys. Here just remember when length becomes over 60 meters, it's a ulta laga sign. Sorry, I got the wrong one here. Length is more than 60 meters. It will be anything from 8 to 30, and it is in certain multiple. There is a table You have to follow it. How many life rafts? How many? Then, like the self-igniting light. So six should be with self-igniting lights. This is all for passenger ship. Additional requirements. Additional life jackets. You have got additional life jacket, 5% extra. See, earlier we discussed life jacket one per person, which will be in cabin and all. Now this is 5% extra in conspicuous places. So in case there is a sudden thing, people get time to just take one available wear. Life jacket lights are always there, one on each that will be covered under LS code. TPAs, immersion suits per lifeboat. Immersion suits are 3 per lifeboat. TPA 1 per person standard. Now, if it is totally or partially enclosed boat, some concession is available, and especially if you are in warm water and all, then they will say, okay, you don't need immersion suit, you don't need TPA. But these are minor things. You see, sometimes I wonder why everybody has made rules to talk as if everybody is hand to mouth, shoestring budget. They don't cost much when in front of us cost of a ship. But this is all covered for legal purpose. That means we have touched everything. Now it is in your hand. 23 embarkation arrangements. Lifeboat boarding and launching should be done from stored position or embarkation deck. One of the two. Okay, you decide how you are going to do. David launch life raft boarding from stored position. Wherever there is an area where you have got inflate it, board, picked up and launched. Now boarding in rescue boat is also from stored position wherever it is stored. Rescue boat, if it is a lifeboat type, then from embarkation deck. You understand this? Embarkation deck is because lifeboat is up and it has to be swung to the embarkation deck, and from there you board it. Stored position is what free fall lifeboats, because you enter straight away in the boat. You don't have to do anything with the boat. Now, David launch life rafts is the same thing. You open it there, get inside and launch it. That is stored position. And that is basically what you need it for passenger ships. Stowage of survival craft up to 15 meters above water level. So remember, there is something we'll be touching up again, drop test and all. If you start putting it from 30 meters above, you throw it, it may get damaged. Muster stations. Yes, there will be many muster stations on passenger ships, many of them, near embarkation stations. Why? Because you don't want confusion that there is a distance apart, and then by the time you go from muster station to the embarkation deck, people can go missing on sites. So, to avoid it. Now, additional requirement. Now, these are additional for RoRo passenger ships. Okay, ro passenger ships, which are more common for like big ferries and all. They have got vehicles as well as passengers. For passengers travel with vehicles. Marine evacuation system mandatory. Okay, float free storage arrangements, boarding ramp for life rafts, self righting. It's the same life rafts, but life rafts will have these additional things along with them. Marine evacuation system is important. Search and rescue divide, one for 4 life rafts, because marshalling will be done. No? So 1 for 4. Anyone is there? Okay. Fast rescue boat, at least one. Means of rescue for rapid recovery of survivors, sufficient number near muster. Means of rescue. Recovery is what that definition was there. Recovery of passengers is from picking them up from water. Life jackets, yes, sufficient number near muster stations. Now this is where the numbers vary. You can have extra because based on the type of route, what types of passengers you get, and so on. Information on passengers, because how do you know you are accounted for all passengers? There should be head count of passengers before departure from the port. Now, generally, what is done is the gangways are controlled, so you know how many you have on board, the ship's crew and all. You can do head count easily. Anybody else is boarding, you keep on tick marking. Yes, one, two, three, four, and so you know how many people are on ship. Then there will be details of persons needing special care. Special care means like people traveling on wheelchairs, or somebody is say with a impaired vision, or like the special care. So you have to have information because they will need help when you actually abandon the ship. Helicopter landing pickup areas, Ro-Ro passenger ships these days should have, and it's mandatory that you should be able to landing and pickup both are little different activities, but you should be able to do in case the weather is having problem and all. You have to rescue people. See what happened there. One of the thing which had happened sometime back. One of these passenger ships, I will say, Roro types, ran aground heavily because generally they go very close to ports and all. They go to the special areas and all. So there is a higher risk of running aground. And if you run aground somewhere, you may be sinking. Your ship might be getting destroyed, but you may not be able to launch lifeboats, life rafts. It will be even bigger disaster because the lifeboat will go and smash against the rocks. So these things are possible. That is why helicopter landing pickup. Then in that case, you use helicopters. Decision support system for masters of passenger ship. Now this is where he gets all. It's like all data comes to him what is happening. So there is a lot of electronics also involved. Plus, it can be in a paper format, like it is like procedure checklist type. So that is where he will have information that how many people are where, what they're doing, and how it's going on balance. So he can take a decision. On bridge, it will be available on bridge. Format can be printed, emergency plans, computer based systems accepted. Drills are mandatory. Abandoned ship and fire drills, damage control drills, weekly. Passenger ships, these drills are weekly. And then additionally, what happens? No? If you are on international voyage, it may be even more than a weekly because you go from one country to other country before departure from every port. You have to have. It's like that. Like aircrafts, what you do. Before takeoff, only you do the drill. No? Then now we come to cargo ships, additional requirements. Now the common one has gone back, additional ones we saw about the Ro-Ro ships and all. Now we are coming to cargo ship additional requirements. The usual ones will start. Survival craft, enclosed lifeboats. So now we are talking enclosed lifeboats, one on each side, 100% capacity. Passenger ships we saw 50% of capacity each side, or 37.5. Here we are talking 100%. Inflatable rigid diaphragm to 100%. Okay. So this is why I always tell in our STCW courses also that never worry about there's no place. There will be always more than enough of place. In case somebody asks you question, you have got somebody is in water, can you take him in the boat? Yeah, sure. Anytime. You cannot leave somebody in water. You have got enough capacity. There is no way you are going to run short on capacity. That's it. Then free fall lifeboats. Okay, 100% capacity instead of enclosed boats. But then there will be only one free fall with the safe access to get in with, and that will have 100% capacity. If I is actually percent, I should edit it. Somewhere missed out. Inflatable rigid drive raft 100%. Ships on less than 85 meters, special concessions are given to them. Over 100 meters, distance from end to life rafts. Means you take the stern of the ship and then you measure. If the ship's length is more, there is one extra life raft put forward, because in case ship breaks into two or something, the forward people, what will they do? People were forward on forecastle somewhere. So there is one life raft available there. Now that life raft is normally on deck only. Only if you expect extremely bad weather and nobody is going to go on deck, you can remove it and put it inside the store. Only for that brief period where you expect extremely bad weather and nobody is going to go forward. And since you keep the life raft forward, there is always possibility the water waves are breaking on it, the sea waves. In that case, hydrostatic release might get activated. So what will happen? One life raft will be lost. To avoid it, there is no hydrostatic release for this particular life raft, which is placed forward. Okay, it is without. Launching time, because now we are dealing all with professionals, cargo ship. 10 minutes from abandoned ship order. Passenger ships at 30 minutes. Chemical tankers, gas carriers, they must have mandatory self-contained air support system in lifeboats. Okay, chemical tankers, gas carriers. Then again, tankers, chemical tankers, gas carriers also must have mandatory fire protected lifeboats. That is, fire protected lifeboats normally constructed with better materials which is more fire resistant, and they have got a sprayer arrangement, a shower arrangement. And on cargo ship, instead of rescue boat, lifeboat may be accepted if the specifications fit. Rescue boat specifications can be incorporated in lifeboat, it is accepted. Then we have got personal life saving appliances. Okay, life buoys 8 to 14 based on the length of the ship. Now passenger ships you had 8 to 20. Again, it's based on the length. Life jacket lights, one for each. Okay. Immersion suit, one per person. Concessions allowed. Normally, depending on the ship and all, concession may be given. So, cost of these things is very low. It doesn't make much of sense to go for कम करो भैया हम गरीब लोग हैं. That happens with ship owners. Interestingly, it happens quite heavily with ship owner. They don't. Ship owner himself will never go, but he has got people employed to do all this, just to keep on crying. I used to wonder, the guys are worth so much, and still there's sometimes some stupidity of things. Okay, I'm not talking illogical thing, but sometimes just no sense. Especially Indian ships are known for it. You want ship to be clean, at the same time you don't want to give brooms. It's like that. And how much broom cost? Chicken feed. And those days there was more money spent on communication because it used to be more expensive till these emails and all are coming. Okay, coming back. Survival craft, embarkation launching arrangement, lifeboats, embarkation deck, because they are now sealed lifeboats. So you have to swing it out and then you board. That is embarkation deck. Life raft near stored position. Why? Because Life rafts, you just drop them in water, inflate them, and then you may use one of the ladders, or if it is the height is less, you might jump into water and get into it possible. In spite of the fact that you got 100% capacity in lifeboat. So in that case, generally you will be dropping life raft, but get everybody in lifeboat only. Okay, launching speed. Launching speed up to 5 knots. Why? Because lifeboat speed is also same. So relative speed will become 0. And why up to 5 knots? At this speed, you can maintain steerage way. Even in bad weather, that you can steer the ship and keep the wind on one side, and lee side you can launch the lifeboat. So that in relatively calm water you can launch. Now, this launching, when we are talking 5 knot speed and all, this may not be abandoned ship. It might be because you're going for rescue of others. So that time these things come in picture. I will maintain the head. I will keep the wind on one side, windward side, leeward side. Then I launch the boat. So boat is much more comfortable, and they will do the job of rescuing people. Life-saving appliances, arrangements, requirements. LSAN requirements mandatory to comply with the code. Now this code we shall be doing. Probably we will start in next week, because LSA code we will finish with LSA, and FSS code is there which we will be doing with firefighting. Now, generally the favorite questions come from here. Training manual. Minimum 2 numbers. Crew, mess, recreation plus, you can have any number. Only thing, remember, when you are on a ship, these are control documents. So if you correct one, everyone must be corrected. That is where normally correction methods have been earlier days in a better company. Okay, nobody writes. You just get a printout and replace page number 24. Fine. You just take out old one, put new one, and then you make entry corrected on this date and all. So this is one thing you have to watch out when you are working on a ship, not to miss anyone. So what happened normally on ships, we have got one corner dedicated for all these publications in crew mess room, recreation room, and even in crew cabin or anywhere. They are generally pasted, those cards. Now, onboard training aids, mandatory for marine evacuation system, but training aids are always supplied because that is part of onboard training. So aids means what? Normally there will be videos on training, and they may be directly on your computers loaded, or you may have a library where you take out a CD, load it and all. Nowadays you shouldn't be having that. It should be straight away network control computer, so it's not a big issue. Instructions for onboard maintenance must be provided, because you have got onboard maintenance. We saw a compulsory thing, common part, passengers as well as cargo ship. There is onboard maintenance involved. So instructions must be provided with each and every appliance. Muster list, emergency instructions mandatory to display. Every deck you will have. Insufficient number means, in simple words, every deck, all the important places, crew mess room, officers mess room, engine control room, navigation bridge, everywhere it should be there. Now that finishes our 37 SOLAS regulations. Okay, 37 of them.